So I told you I was going to go live, and I just want to welcome you to the Run for Hope page. So we have been going through a little bit of a transition, but it's been very quick. And I wanted to explain how this all came about. So my husband got a new job and accepted an offer today for a job right outside Dallas, Texas. So I have actually never spent a whole lot of time in Dallas, Texas, and we went this weekend for an interview, and his job is actually called a graphic designer, and you're probably wondering, why in the world would I go with my husband for a graphic designer job, right? Well, the job is at a very large church. It's called Crossroads Christian Church in Grand Prairie, Texas. And this church runs about 6,500 people on a Sunday morning between 3 services, and they have a Sunday night service. So it is a very big church. They say everything's bigger in Texas. Yeah, I mean, it's big. So the campus is amazing, it's humongous, and their philosophy is they don't just hire on people to work, they are actually bringing in that person in their family to be a part of the church itself and worshiping together and being a part of the community there. So it is really important to them to bring on people and have their spouses be involved in that process, because it's not just John getting a job, it's our family moving and being a part of the church's ministry. So I actually really love that about the church. But John had applied to this job back in October, and for those of you who don't know our story, we are originally from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, and we've been in Eastern Kentucky for the last 8 years, doing ministry, working at our alma mater. And in the process of living in Eastern Kentucky and having, we don't have a ton of income at the jobs here, he has always taken on multiple jobs. So my husband has always worked 3, sometimes 4 jobs to make ends meet. He is a very hardworking man, and we appreciate that about him so much. But it has gotten to the point after 12 years of marriage and, as many years of doing this, that it becomes too much to work that many jobs and be away from home. And so he was looking for a way that he could utilize the gifts that God's given him in a way that would be one job, one income, and actually get paid what he's worth and be able to be home with our family as well. And his heart is in ministry, even though his passion is design, and he's super creative, and he's done everything from graphic design to live production and all of that stuff inside and outside a church setting. So this job became available, and I really wasn't sure about it. I'm just going to be honest. So if you know me, I'm completely honest, and I'm very logical. He is completely creative and thinks really fast and jumps at things and can be impulsive. So we balance each other out, right? So he had applied for this job and really didn't tell me anything about it until after he had already gotten into the interview process, because there was no sense on rallying me up if nothing was going to happen. So by the time it got to second or third interview, he had been called for a live interview in Dallas. So like I said, we went down to Texas and so we could see the community, so we could see the church and what he would be a part of. And in the meantime, we got to meet a lot of the people there as well. I had no idea what the itinerary was, which kind of drove me crazy because I like to plan things out. So I packed my stuff for the weekend, had no idea what we were doing other than I knew I should dress nice for church Sunday morning. So we get in the car, packed up, ready to go, and they send the itinerary. And John's like, oh, they want you to go to a Christmas ladies banquet tomorrow night. And I'm like, I don't have anything to wear for a banquet. Like, I packed jeans and one nice outfit for Sunday morning. So I'm already like kind of just like, okay, God, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm very uncomfortable with this whole situation. And, you know, I had talked to my mother-in-law, my sister, and my aunt, and I was just like, I don't know what's going to happen with all of this stuff. And I don't think God's really going to do anything with it because it's Texas. Like, that's 14 hours away. No longer are we just a 5-hour drive from family. That's like a 20-hour drive. It's just like no big deal, right? We're just checking it out. God's not going to do anything with this. So that's where I was, all the way on the plane to Texas. I'm trying to work, you know, trying to get other things done for my business and still do the things I need to do, and just thinking this is just a trip. So we get there and we're talking to some of the ministry staff. They give us the tour and all of that, and this campus is amazing. I don't know, it has a bazillion acres of land. It has 3 ginormous buildings for all of the ministry opportunities. One is the main building with the sanctuary. One is just a whole building dedicated to children's ministry. And then they have another building and grounds for sports and recreation. And they're about to build a youth building. And what is most incredible about all of this stuff is how God has blessed it in a way that everything is debt-free at this church. So they have built and bought completely debt-free and are planning to build a youth center, $15 million youth center, and debt-free. So that, number one, told me a lot about this church and the philosophy and the people that are in it and how they are really trusting God to provide before, you know, moving on to the next thing. So that was all very impressive, and I was still like, okay, whatever. And we got to meet with the senior pastor and his family. We met with the executive pastor several times, other people that are in small group ministry and children's ministry, and everybody was great. I mean, it's very pleasant, very nice. And I get